Right guys, welcome back to the channel. I've come over to my brother Ollie's, there he is, to have a look at his cottage garden and see how he's getting on mid-May. So there's been quite a few changes since when we've last been here. I don't think we've done a tour here, have we? We've just done bits and bobs before. So this is your first
first garden
tour,
we've spoken lots about the garden and how it's progressing and shown bits and pieces, but this is the first time we're actually doing a proper little tour, really.
You're nervous?
I am nervous, yeah. I just had a nervous wee. So.
Right, so what we'll do, should we start with what seeds you've got ready to go out?
Yeah, so these are about 6 weeks old, so these are my Cosmos. We're doing really well with them, and we've actually got some buds on here. So in the next few weeks, there's some ants rolling over them. Can you see those buds? They're looking all right, aren't they?
Yeah.
So there's them. We're doing really well with the Cosmos. In fact, we've got another trait here which are more than ready to repot. So as you can see, they're looking really healthy, but they're definitely ready to get in the new pots now.
So when do you reckon those ones will go out?
These are going to go.
These look more advanced than those other ones.
Yeah, these are, I think, 3 weeks ahead.
Okay.
So these are ready to go in the beds or the bigger pots now, ready to do their thing for the rest of the summer, hopefully. Awesome. Got some dahlias on the go here. This is the first time I've been growing dahlias.
Are these from seed or are these from?
These are from seed, yeah. Oh, so we're hoping. I don't think they'll flower this year, but they should create their own rhizome, and then we'll go from there next year. Make sure they're dry, etc. These are Rebecca, which I've struggled with massively over the last couple of years.
Yeah, they look alright this time around, don't they?
Yeah, we've got a few going, so I'm hoping
they might be better for next year.
So these are the two bigger dahlias, which again are from seed. Same time as I planted the Cosmos, so about 6-7 weeks ago.
We put the variety up because you've not labelled them, have you?
No, I haven't labelled them, but it does say dahlia.
Yeah, well, you know the
sunflowers.
They're the dwarf varieties.
Yeah, these are the dwarf variety. So I think we're going to have probably a flower in June, maybe late June time, but they'll only get to about probably 1.5 to 2 foot tall.
Okay. So more the front of the borders.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So we've got some
sweet peas.
A couple of
one sweet pea.
The one sweet pea that survived the waterlog the other week is doing all right. Yeah.
He's still waterlogged.
Yeah. We've got some, what else we've got here? Some more Rebecca in there, the Cosmos, which I've showed you. Sweet peas that are coming along quite nicely. Actually, they're ready to go. I've built myself a little wooden planter and a tripod, so they're going to go in there pretty soon. Cool. This is for your tortoise?
No, that's for the stick insects.
It's for the stick insects, right. So they're for stick insects. I haven't grown this.
You're not just growing brambles in a cup, are you?
No, I haven't grown this. These are my gardening gloves, just to...
Lovely, yeah, right. Let's move on.
Oh, a couple more sweet peas here.
Sweet peas. Oh, they're doing a bit better.
My little boy's weed that he's growing, which is
beautiful.
Which is
cool.
He's
flowering. He's having more success than you, huh?
The Archangel Mint was fantastic this year, and as you can see, it's now spreading to the point where I will probably cut it back a little bit.
That's a bit of a thug, isn't it?
But it has a really beautiful yellow flower.
Okay.
And that's been and gone now, but it was stunning.
Will it flower again, or is that it?
It won't flower again. That's it till next year now. But it will continue to spread through the warmer months. And that was fantastic. The GM's been flowering now for about 2 or 3 weeks. This is 3 years old. Obviously, it's a perennial. It's a really beautiful, beautiful flower. I'll put the variety on there now because it's escaped my mind, which most things do with the names of flowers. But this is definitely the longest stems it's had in those 3 years I've had it. And I think it looks great in the cottage border. Yeah, and if you deadhead it, it will flower now probably for another month and a bit.
This you said is a wildflower or some sort of...
Yeah, this is a wildflower. Again, this is a perennial. This comes back every year. It will burst into a beautiful purple kind of explosion, which will drape. See these? I don't know if you can catch it on there.
Yeah. But
the detail in there is unbelievable. And in a couple of weeks' time, I'll put photos and videos on as well.
Yeah, we'll do another tour in a few more weeks because it's forever changing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Aquilegia's looking good.
So the Aquilegias are, looking fantastic. And actually, this Aquilegia here is completely self-seeded from this one last year. Because this was tomato plants last year.
Yeah, I remember.
Nothing was in it, and actually it started to grow, and I thought I'll leave it there, see what it does in a really shallow tub of soil, and look at it.
Yeah, it's doing all right, isn't it?
It's amazing. So that's self-seeded from there.
Compliments in the heuchera?
Yeah, it is compliments in the heuchera, and it is just the right height at the moment behind that heuchera. The heuchera is doing really well. Again, this is, I think, 3rd year in here. I mean, look at the colour of that leaf. I don't have
much success with heucheras.
I mean, this is in full sun.
Yeah.
And yours is quite a shady garden, isn't it?
That's the difference.
But look at it. Can you get in the detail of that leaf there? Look at the colour of that. And underneath, look.
Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
I do like a heuchera.
The forget-me-nots now are done.
They've gone over them.
Yeah, so I'm letting them self-seed, and if you look here, they're at the point now where they're just drying out enough to self-seed. So once they're done, obviously I'll get them out, and they've done their thing then for next year, and they'll all be back. The Ensete, which I put a little...
Ensete's year 2, innit? We overwintered those in the
You overwintered
greenhouse.
that for me, didn't you? I did a little short video the other day of the morning sun, which comes round from that direction over there.
Yeah.
I did the morning sun hitting it, and from behind it just looks
awesome,
amazing.
doesn't it? There's nothing better.
It looks really good, to be fair. Yeah. Got the bird table in there with the
So
feeders.
these beginniers, you kept saying that you were going to remove them all. Have
Yeah,
you
so
decided to keep them all now?
the beginniers, when I first moved into the
I'll
house,
get my shadow out of the bloody picture.
this beginnier was pretty much the whole border when I moved in.
Right.
So obviously I've torn out probably 3/4 of it and left this. I want
Well,
more
it flowered a
gone,
couple
to
of
be
weeks.
honest. Yeah, it flowered a few weeks ago and it did really well, but I'm not a massive fan.
I like it.
Yeah,
I like
the leaf's fantastic, and it's obviously an evergreen leaf, which is great for the border, but I'm just not a massive fan, to be honest. I will probably open up the border a little bit more. Yeah, so the idea with some of the cosmos and the seeds over there, maybe the dahlias in pots as well, is to have like a potted area in front of the pond, and maybe dot a few around the fish as well, and just create a real sense of colour around this area for this summer season coming.
So have you got more pots to go in?
I've got more pots to come. Yeah, I've got loads of pots around the side.
Different levels, different layers, and just let it do its thing.
Yeah, and obviously you can turn pots upside down and put them on top. I've got a couple of other cable reels as well.
Yeah.
The rose this year, which Mum bought for my wife Rachel when we first moved in. I mean, that rose when it's out, and the amount of buds. Look how many we got here. That's coming 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
That'd be lovely.
It's literally covered in buds. Yeah, there's another one here. Look, that's a better one. Look at that. I mean, look at that. And they'll all be out soon. The Angel's fishing rod at the back here. So that again is designed, or not designed. It's an Angel's fishing rod, so placed perfectly for hanging over the fish pond. And it's a beautiful purple flower when it comes out. Really is stunning, especially like I say, sat over that pond.
I'll find one online and we'll put a picture up.
The fish are looking good, aren't they? They're looking all right. Need a new filter for that pond, which I've now ordered, so that comes in the next couple of days, which is good. Bluebells are all going over now.
More forget-me-nots.
More forget-me-nots, yeah. They're still sort of doing okay, but again, I'll let them die back and self-seed. They've got the hostel on there as well, which is coming into flower and looking good. I love the foliage on that as well.
Yeah,
see
nice,
the foliage on that. Look, that's really nice. Got the corkscrew, the twisted.
Yeah, that's a cool one. I quite like that,
corkscrew
actually.
willow, is it? Corkscrew.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is nice. Needs loads of water.
Yeah, we'll do.
Got the allium down there, the allium millennium, which is really nice. And again, that's that will shoot up pretty soon. The stems on that are quite high. That's one of last year's ones. So that's a lovely purple allium millennium, which is really nice.
Sedum.
Yeah, got the sedum. Again, this takes quite a while for it to show any sign of flowering. It'll be late into the summer, autumn when that starts to flower.
Once they get going.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Periwinkle all intertwining.
Yeah,
like that, actually.
I've left that to do its own thing, to be honest. And this is part of the section of the garden which I have left to almost to its own devices. This is 3rd year unmown grass here.
You can tell.
I was at Walmer Castle and Gardens today, and they've got huge patches of meadow of completely unmown grass and left it to do its own thing. And it looks like this, but obviously on a massive scale.
Yeah.
I just think it looks great, and obviously now it's starting to self-seed as well.
Is there any wildflower in amongst that? Or?
There's not, no. I keep meaning to put it in, and then I'm too late every year.
Yeah.
But to be honest, it's just lovely watching the grass do its own thing. And I know there's newts and amphibians that use it as protection as well.
It's
so
something I want to concentrate with the jungle a bit more this year with the grasses and things. Introduce a few different ones.
Yeah. Any protection that we can leave. I mean, we all say no mow May, don't we? But obviously I do mow my lawn, but I leave certain patches of it with the daisies and the certain bits of the grass I do leave to do its own thing. Got the bay here, one of the bigger bay trees. I've got 2 bay trees. This is the bigger one. I took this out of the pot a couple of years ago now, and it's doing really good, really good things. And you can see the fresh leaf on there.
Yeah, it's definitely rooted and settled in, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 100% happy where it is now, so that's good. The buddleia I cut back the other day. I cut right back actually. It was literally out here from last year's growth, so I've cut that right back. We've got some fresh growth here. and it will come out from the top of this ivy as well. So yeah,
Wildlife pond.
yeah, like I was saying, the wildlife and the newts and amphibians use this for protection. Oh, there's a little bubble there. Something's in there now. That's one of the wildlife ponds. We've got the fish pond there. First wildlife pond here, another aqualegia. But there's always frogs. You see the little heads popping out of the duckweed in the pond all the time. So they're using that as a little stopgap, I think. But a beautiful little, another aqualegia, the same one as down there, which is also self-seeded from a couple of years ago.
There's a few in my jungle actually that I've noticed this year. I don't know whether they've come from something you've given me or
maybe,
what,
yeah,
I've not planted them, but I've left them in there because they're a lovely little.
That's the other bay there. But again, you can see how happy that is this year. I only took it out of its pot last year, so this is the first year really when it's going to start to get its roots happy and in place. So you can see the growth all over that now, which is really good. So the Acanthus mollis,
yep,
which I took a chunk out of. If you just turn around for a sec, so the original Acanthus is over this side of the garden. Come back to that in a minute, but yeah, that's the original chunk I took it from, sort of suckering away left, right and centre.
Yeah, they are a bit of a thug, aren't they?
Took a big, sorry, I just knocked my mic, took a big chunk, put it over here. This is the third year and it was literally this big, a little tiny sucker from over the other side, and look what that's done in 2 or 3 years. Obviously it's a really hot, dry spring, so it's not looking as healthy as it could. However, if you look in here, it's already starting to show.
Yeah, there's a flower.
There's flower buds, flower heads on there. There's another one down there. So it is showing signs of it's happy, and obviously the size of it you can see.
Another little tiny insetter.
Yeah,
last year, wasn't it?
Another little insetter. Yeah, that leaf can come off soon. But yeah, another little insetter. Keep it watered all the time. We need to get the bark down here. I've actually stripped out some ivy from here and taken it off the fence this morning.
Okay. A very nice little spot for those cosmos as well, wouldn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And again, this gets a lot of sun on this whole side. So yeah, although when you pan down a little bit towards there, it looks busy. Actually, I'm really, really happy with how it's starting to look this year. Yeah, I'm really happy.
Yeah, it's looking all right.
It's obviously a work in progress.
We're only second week of May, so you know nothing really is happening.
Yeah,
it's starting to, isn't it?
Yeah,
Once you start bulking out your borders with your seed growing bits and bobs, and you've got some other additions from the garden centre and things like that. Yeah, look, definitely. There's your Tetrapanax.
There's the Tetrapanax. Yeah,
that went in last year, didn't it? That was a courtesy of my jungle.
It did, and it's showing signs. If you can see there, of decent growth and the size. I mean, that's my hand on there. Nothing, obviously, in comparison to that. It's cute, but it's happy.
Yeah, it's doing its thing,
and it's doing its thing.
The den you built what, a month or so ago? That's settled in really well.
Yeah, I think it was like February, March time built that.
Because that was looking a bit bare, wasn't it? But it's
But you can see the fresh ivy. I cut back loads of ivy on there, and it's already grown back and looking more natural.
Yeah,
so
it's cool, isn't it?
It does look pretty good, to be fair. And there's a little bench in there, and
I thought you were going to give us an example of.
I'll give you an example of how you, as a child, would come in here. Look, obviously you got a little bench in there.
Yeah,
but for the kids, they love it. You know what I mean? They love little hidey holes like that, don't they, to play in? And
yeah, it's got to make it about the kids as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
Now this is the oak that we mentioned in quite a few podcasts, but it's now in fresh leaf,
and it's clear of the ivy.
I'll try and get the size of it in, but I mean it's huge, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it's stunning.
Yeah, and our neighbour there really likes the fact that it overhangs the back of her garden as well, because it gives you a bit of privacy as well.
Yeah, that was all covered in ivy.
But you can see, if you stand there for a sec, you can see the ivy that I've taken back is from here. So can you see where I've sawn off that ivy here?
Yeah.
I mean, that's bigger than my thumb, that chunk of ivy there.
Yes.
And you can see where it's left this mark all the way up the tree. And it was going everywhere. So I've cut all that down, got rid of it, and you can see...
You haven't got rid of it, it's there.
Yeah, but if you come around... yeah, if you come around here...
Oh yeah,
up there, that's all dead now. So that soon will just be able to be pulled down. Yeah. Get a ladder and pull all that out. So actually, I'm really happy with how... I didn't realise the impact from when you look out the conservatory, the impact that it has now the ivy's off. And
you can see the full trunk. Yeah.
Definition of that trunk, which is just fantastic, I think. And talk about a good climbing tree.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Yeah. So yeah, really, really happy with how that now looks.
Lush, right.
Yeah.
Let's walk back down this side. This is the shady border, isn't it?
You've ignored my Victorian circle, excuse me.
Sorry.
Thank you.
There we go.
So this is...
Spare a moment for this.
So these bricks are actually from the vicarage of where Mum and Dad got married. So it's actually from Lyminge Church, obviously where Granddad's buried. Like, so it's actually got some.
Were you allowed to take them?
Some history to it. No, I just knocked down the wall myself. So yeah, it's got a little bit of history in terms of our family for it, which is cool. That's been there literally since moved in now.
Does look good though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What, wildlife pond?
Wildlife pond. Oh, hang on.
Oh, some movement in there, look.
Hang on. So I saw something the other day about having some bark on your wildlife pond. If you want your amphibians, like your newts and your frogs, to use your pond, it's a great idea to use some bark which floats, because it gives them that escape.
Yeah, I've never thought of that.
Yeah, because it is a deep pond, it's only got one shelf on it on that side. There's a newt over there.
I won't be able to capture it on the phone.
So we had a little clean out of the fish pond yesterday and got 11 newts out.
Nice.
I have rehomed them into here, and actually we've just seen loads swimming around, so they're obviously quite happy. But yeah, going back to the bark, it's a fantastic way and a little tip to give them the chance to be able to get in and out really easily, and without having to do like makeshift little ladders and bits. Just put the bark on there, because if it's big enough to reach both sides, they're going to be able to use it to get in and out, which is great. The Acer, this is from our nan's house. Now this is obviously a really special Acer to us, and I think now it's in leaf, it is made for going over this wildlife pond. I mean, are
you going to put it in the ground, or are you going to leave
it
in the pot?
No, I'm going to leave it in the pot. I'm going to leave it in the pot. It's happy, it's done its thing forever, and look how it's like reaching out,
it's beautiful,
to be over that pond. It's just made for it. So
be worth a small fortune, that.
Yeah, really happy with how that looks. Now it's in full leaf, I just think it looks fantastic, and it gives the pond that dapple shade. So yeah, this is my pride and joy.
Now this is your tip for hostas, isn't it? Now this is how you get successful with them, or have success with them rather. In a pot, on a table, 3 foot in the air.
So if I was a slug, I'm just gonna show you. If I was a slug, I would be like slugging around at night thinking, and I would look at that. I'd take one look and I'd think,
yummy.
I ain't gonna bother, so I'll walk on.
We move on, get the other.
I'll sliver on. Now, I wake up every morning and think, yeah, no slugs. So yeah, one tip would be cable reel, camp out here for a few days, make sure nothing's coming near it. But yeah, it is looking really good, to be fair.
Yeah, it's good.
It's looking really good.
Right. Another little wildlife pond.
Another little wildlife pond, yeah. Nothing
Phoebe
in there
there,
at all.
that's yet to flower, isn't it? That looks lovely once it.
That's the purple flowering one, isn't it? Yeah. Again, a lot of my garden I leave to its own devices.
Yeah, same as me. What's the best way of putting it without calling it lazy?
It's
relaxed.
It's relaxed in a sense that you allow nature to do its thing to a point, and it's always that borderline between what's a garden and what's just left to its own devices, and it's kind of managing that. And again, it's all down to people's own opinions and how they want their garden to look, isn't it?
Exactly
that.
Yeah. So that's the mother.
That's the mother of Acanthus, yeah. Loads of flowering buds on there. They're going to be huge soon, so we get some videos of there.
That's done well this year. I can't remember the name of that. We'll have to look that up. But that's got quite a wispy yellow
flower, yeah.
Similar to a Rebecca, doesn't it?
Yeah, very similar to Rebecca.
We'll have to look that up.
I actually took a photo of it earlier and tried to get the name of it, but it didn't come up. So. Oh, look, that Acanthus is, look, see what I mean about suckering? Yeah. Look, that's there as well. So, yeah, that hart's tongue fern, although it looks like it's not enjoying life.
Are there fresh fronds coming through?
No, but that is looking better than the other day. I've been watering it all week because it's been so dry.
You only put it in.
It's already perked up.
You put it in winter, didn't you? So it's probably not.
And you can see the stems are actually looking quite perky now compared to a couple of weeks ago. It's been such a dry spring.
They're bomb-proof. They're bounce back.
Yeah.
Right, now another few Acers.
This is actually, I think it's a Spiria.
Okay.
Which is like a false Acer, basically. It looks like an Acer, but it's not.
They sucker massively.
Yeah, they sucker massively, which is why it's in this old oil barrel here to stop it doing anything that I don't want it to do. Another lovely Acer there.
And we don't know the names of these because we were given them, or you were given them.
I've inherited all these Acers, yeah, literally all of them. So, yeah, another little. There's a mint there. There's a mint which does its own thing. Snail on there. Look.
You're brave putting that in the ground.
Yeah, I know, but to be fair, it's managed. Oh, it is. Yeah, it's coming everywhere. Now,
no, it's not.
There you go. It smells lush. Smell that.
Oh, jamming up my nostril.
Another fern there, which has come from nowhere. Another one in there. Another beautiful Ace. This is one of Nan's as well, which is again. I mean, look at the size of the pot. So they've obviously got
Well, they
really,
bonsai really well, don't they? And it's, you know, it's,
but for the size of the trunk in that pot, that's done exceptionally well, isn't it? For the size of the pot, I just think they're great.
that's been in there years.
And again, if it's not happy where it is, you can move it because it's in a pot. This is my favourite.
Yeah,
I
it's
think.
beautiful, isn't it?
I mean, talk about Japanese maple.
Yeah.
That is what I think when you say Japanese maple. That's kind of what's in my head.
I had one similar to that, and I don't think it overwintered very well. And I thought, well, I think I've lost it because I've not seen it this year. So
Yeah.
I forgot about it, to be honest.
I got another little fern down there. Got some ground cover there. Another little fern, which if you look carefully,
Oh yeah, there you go.
yeah, there's lots of fronds on there.
That one's happier than the last, isn't it?
Yeah. So look,
Lungwort. That's so underrated.
Yeah, that's the lungwort.
When you think with the Monstera, like Toy Constellation and things like that, how much they charge and how much they pay
Yeah.
for the variegated leaves like that, and then you get that, which is basically just thought of as a weed half the time.
Yeah,
Absolutely stunning.
It's really nice, isn't it? There's another one somewhere as well.
Yeah,
That's the Fatsia. Oh yeah, that's the Fatsia japonica, which
I'm on the Acer.
Oh, you're on the Acer, sorry.
I love that colour.
Yeah, it's
Beautiful,
nice. There's another little one there. That was for my birthday a couple of years ago, the little one next to the bird buff. I'll show you that one in a minute. But yeah, that's the Fatsia japonica, which is really, really
That's
doing
sized
well
up,
this
isn't it?
year.
Because that was
It was
a
tiny.
9 centimetre pot, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it had like 5 leaves on it when I got it for my birthday 2 years ago. That's literally 2 years in the ground. And you can see the amount of leaves that are coming through on there as well. Yeah, it's looking really good, that.
Sorry, I've drifted off topic.
No, you're all right. Just explain about my...
And then your rubble pile, which again is absolutely full of insects, isn't it? Because we moved a few bits earlier and full of teeming with life.
Woodlouse, ants, insect. There's worms in there. I see a slow worm earlier. There's another little lungwort there. See it? Tiny little one there.
Look at that.
That's you.
I might make that the thumbnail, actually.
That's the cast of you.
I've got hair. It's more like you, isn't it?
Yeah, the bird buff, which the sparrows obviously love. That's the other Acer, which again, that is only 3 years old. And it was in a pot. Another little lungwort there. Look.
Yeah, I've just seen that.
It looks quite cool in there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To be fair. But yeah, 3 years old and it's doing really, really well. Again, all these Acers along here are in like pretty much 3/4 of the day full shade. So.
And it's quite sheltered as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very sheltered. Yeah, it's very sheltered. It's looking all right, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all right. It's getting there. There's a few more bits to bulk out, but like I say, it's that time of year. Can I just highlight this oxalis?
Yeah.
Look how stunning that is.
Comes back every year without even asking it to.
It's just beautiful. This camera's not going to do it justice.
But again, leaving these so-called weeds in there as a backdrop to that, I think
It's
looks
great.
fantastic.
Absolutely great.
And again, it's just about managing it. The winter jasmine here, which soon, oh, that little red leaf there, I'll show you. Or later in the year, that will be a red leaf like that, and it looks amazing. It's just not growing very much, but
Maybe
it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Another little water feature there in the old galvanised bath.
It's all about the wildlife, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. There's more. There's plenty more to do, and the thing is, when you're working full time, you've got a big family. Anyone knows that if you've got things to do in your life apart from gardening, which is why I think stereotypically it is kind of a retirement hobby potentially. We want to try and break that mold and say, look, we've got 5 kids, we've got a really busy life. Me and my wife both work full time, but actually spending an hour a day in the garden, A, it's fantastic for your mental health. B,
yeah,
you can do it. You can do it.
And leave the weeds. You don't have to rip all the weeds out and everything.
It's managing that.
And we highlight it in both our gardens, don't we? With the jungle and with the cottage.
Yeah.
If you leave bits in, it's so surprising what flowers come from them, and it's relentless through the summer. And yet they just don't stop, do they? And
like we said this morning, getting a flower a week done, even if it's planting a seed a week or getting a flower a week from the supermarket or from the garden centre, as long as they're perennials or annuals that you can keep the seed from and things like that, you're going to have this garden every year as long as you kind of manage it right. And it doesn't actually take the time that you kind of might think it will.
Would, no.
So I'm really happy. I'm really happy with how it's coming along.
I think what we'll do another tour maybe in a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, and we'll see what your seed growing plants have done and what additions you've brought in, and see what else is in flower.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I really appreciate it, and please just like and subscribe if you enjoyed our little tour today.
And if you got to the end of this, do you want to mention Detling Garden Show?
Yeah, so actually 2 weeks today or yesterday,
May
so
24th.
24th, 25th, maybe 26th as well. Detling, the Kent Garden Show at Detling. We are going to be doing live podcasts for the first time ever. We've got a stage set ready, very basic, but we're going to be there. We're going to be talking to stall holders hopefully and bits and pieces. So hopefully we'll see you there, guys. And again, thanks for watching.
See you later.